There's this issue I'm say a bit dealing with quickly. Asana Feyako, His Excellency the Vice President, and then his speech. The issues of Ghana Journalists Association, and they threatening. Pardon me, say threatening media blackout for the Member of Parliament for Yendi for the conductor course during the MPP parliamentary primaries. In fact, Enra for Asia, but even before the press conference, na opening still demand notice say so now it's the word of the GJA against the certain Member of Parliament for Yendi constituency, Honorable Aliu Farouk Mahama. Sa issue bebe say they 5 minutes they ebeka wansem kakra, and then Honorable Adom Suniti beka wansem ana
yes Mpensenpensenmu wansem nisu say send camp police omo ni enwa binasi GJA so akomonti ene de omo koko apai. But substantively, I think that what if indeed the MP slapped the journalist is most unfortunate, and I would have thought, sir. I realize the whole Prime Minister no heated kakra, until I would have thought, sir, at the spell of the moment, na tensions are costro na bia one coordinate ni moto ni cycle. Very well now. The honorable thing would have been to quickly, and call the affected party and broker peace with him, because sometimes as leaders we get it wrong. Even in he still cannot exonerate himself if one of his tax or more because we have to show leadership, and I think that in every sense of it, wama asemno I travel too far, because sometimes as leaders you get the unfortunate situation of blackmail, untruths being peddled against you, but you still have the onerous tax of hemming the community together, and media is a critical. I mean, you call it the fourth estate of the realm, into. He cannot downplay the work of the media. Even in critical war times, media is insulated. In critical war times, media are protected. Even war-torn zones like Afghanistan,
you find journalists
Syria.
Reporting.
Yes, they allow
bullets
them
flying over.
Once or chefs or journalists now or identify palm quantity. I think I think I believe same to be true, because one of the tax now we share video na enam story no so implicate omokakra, because EC came out to recuse and to disassociate themselves from that kind of results. But at the end of the day, Mufiasem MPP primaries se bibikra na akoswa, he as the MP needed to, even if it was coming from the opponent's camp, he still had the responsibility to have doused the tension, and that's why I was shaking my head, say wama but I still think that the media must be impartial. The media must be generally concerned. It should not be the case because we've had heinous crimes against media practitioners. Look at what happened to Ahmed Swale. Look at what has happened in recent times. This Joy FM reporter, who was beaten, So it's becoming one too many. And I think that the fabric of our national governance and our state management, yet to loose. And we need to speak out. Okay. And if this is how we would now send a strong signal as GJ is announcing media blackout. I think a similar thing happened at and I think that Nankaibe Tumia Padiomo, if they really would own up and be responsible and say that, look, in the heat of the moment, because these are precursors towards our national elections. And so if internal contests are brewing this level of acrimony, attacks, and hooliganism, then we should brace ourselves. But I believe that Ghanaians generally are fed up with this government, and they themselves are holding on to straws, and that's why you see this level of acrimony.
Okay. Honorable Dam Chimedasi, but that's Papa. But Angojo, answer them about Hono. There's this story. Yeah, the leader of the New Force movement. Journalist welfare and safety is assured with my Ghana Media Fund. He is proposing some very interesting things for we journalists. And my main take your opportunity. I mean, kindly, the leader of the New Force movement, Nana Kwame Bediako, has expressed his utmost commitment to support journalists through his Ghana Media Fund (GMF). He explained that the GMF, which forms part of his social intervention policies, would create a financial freedom for journalists and assuage the economic burden that journalists go through. Nana Kwame Bediako, otherwise known as Freedom Jacob Caesar, made this statement when he called on the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association at the International Press Center, Accra, on Tuesday, February 6, 2024. He emphasized that it was the wish of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president, to see journalism in Ghana blossom with a sustained journalist welfare, adding that the new force led by him is here to continue the wish of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So, the Ghana Media Fund is what Kwame Bediako is proposing. So that's just, by the way, Kwajo?
Yeah.
Yendi and
Matters are rising.
Yes, sir.
It's unfortunate. When you're all Casano starting a fine, now miss you actually so a cratch in your on for politics and beam. And the ending now the politics be man or say assembly because the moment you go that tangent, it will force us to also go that tangent. One in a binary play, criminal libel law. Yeah, and Nana Kufado. It tells you that he holds, another government holds the media close to the chest. Because that thing has been lying there since Kufuor time. President Mills Bayan went to me, President Mahama Bayan went to me, Nana Dubai also no, this cannot go on. Let us repeal it. No, yeah. But that also doesn't mean, say, like, he's saying what the police did, no, you take things into your own hands and do what you like because it's been repealed. So as soon as I won't condone, I don't know whether they said he slapped him or not. I don't know what really happened. If the main station and what I did was that I told them that it's an unfortunate thing. Personally, as I sit here as Alfred Thompson, I would say I render an unqualified apology, making sure that this thing, I'll beg with my people, I'll plead with them that it shouldn't happen again. We should know as a leader how to accommodate even the most annoying person that is coming near you. We should know how to deal with them. Personally, if you come and interview me, now I'll walk away. And that is what I expected from my brother. Among elections, Nankasa, Akoye Hizu and national office no the omonsa so. I don't know if the national office have come out to apologize to the stationers at this time, but I believe that they will do it if they haven't done it because that's the right thing to do. I expect also the GJA to also have patience and sometimes investigate a little bit further before going on a blacklist spree. Because I hate to say, they are blacklist, and because the two leading political parties invite munya story let us work together for the good of this country. And we should be able to come out boldly, whether the person is your party or not, to say it. Mesre Ali Farouk, as much as possible, no, he should seize this sending of messages and writing of maybe or going to the court
demand notice
and sit down like a man, sit down like a leader, sit down like opinion whether it's the City FM guy, whether it's the GJA, whoever it is, no, sit down where he has to apologize is rather an unqualified apology and make sure that we've settled this thing in an amicable manner, because the person say the person could have been your brother, your sister, your family member, or whoever it is. Sana in this form we condemn them. And say condemning so we shouldn't do as if because me party money I condone to that, because I think the president himself Nana Dodankwe Akufo-Addo and then Abideche Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia has set a good pace by repealing the criminal libel law, and we should also show our leadership or our endurance to some of these things. Obi ani wa abonimba no kwem, obi ani wa BBC ana bibi ompe imba na kwem, but the way you manage it and the way you behave, no, shows how matured and the leadership qualities in you comes out. Into mesre, nya bibia na eye court. Nyama bisu wo we ourselves can sit down and talk about it. Onyambwa, I'm always available. I'll go to him. I'll call him. And then I didn't know that this was we talked about something different. But if I knew about this beforehand, I would have sat him down and spoken to him. Say, listen, if we need to go and see the people, let's go and sit down and talk. We should see some of these things, and we should know how we can talk to each other. Because Sebi, we are a member of parliament and just say you are above the law. We are a member of parliament and just say we are a member of parliament and just say we are in passing maybe a journalist and now will be for so na ebia who is casting will be in just say we are in passing no. So na wish a police uniform we are in passing ordinary citizen or no more, because if the ordinary citizen doesn't pay his taxes and is not there, who are you going to guide? Until let us work together as human beings and as people with one common destiny. It's the country that we need to grow and leave a legacy for our children and our children's children. Mesromu, yenye ejuma together. Na yema ahunto na asumje Bragana man.
Medase pa honor Alfred Kojo Thompson. Medase. Now Minia Banasco Ampon Ansa, who is a member of the MPP communications team. Doctor, yes, Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa sends a very interesting write-up, and I think it's on point. I need to read it. I say, good morning, CJ. The issue of police crowd control always leading to warning shots which kills people. You remember a similar issue in a town in BA. The police killed some people at Asawase and later said they were armed robbers. The MP shouted to no avail. Last year, similar thing happened at Botiano, where some guys were killed. The MP, Sylvester Tete, shouted, but nothing happened. For me, I see that in and he goes on to say, for me, I see that in Ghana, when security personnel deliberately or mistakenly kills or molests you, that's the end. Nothing will happen. Look at the way innocent people were molested in Ashaiman. I hear there was a guy traveling from Pando for interview in Tema, was trapped and beaten. He was put in the mud when he knew nothing about what was happening. In fact, it's a serious issue. God save us. Banasco Ampon answer of the MPP on this same way. I feel say it's spot on. And Majibrena Makenkaisa and seminar on Bepon and seminary and Yeshasiano.
And to come back to it, no, let us devoid it of politics. Yes, I bet me I can say president now appointed IGP, but when you go there as a citizen and a normal person, not on any political lines. As much as you can say yes, you definitely know they might have political affiliation. No, they expect you to work professionally. And so say won crawl for a ye bibia and ye ensen and fata. I expect, and the one thing I high as a country, not only as a government or as anything, is our communication. Yeah, some of these things we are slow in communicating. So we can investigate na wo hu dia ekosompo idea. Na information I say what they banu na che. Dia ebia wo panishe wo nkrofo no po mo yes bringing it out for people to know what really went on and for ye meaning say to say na ye nipa na anye ejuma ni ya na baby, but it also helps us because sometimes no they look at all these indexes say the police maltreating the citizens near there, so they don't want to bring it out and say police has maltreated near there, then their index will go up. But it also helps to curb some of the future happenings of such things. Into mesre IGP and then a domestic team, the management team. Let us please be more proactive than reactive. Na emboa yenina.
Okay, me da se papa. And it's insurance policy wo Hollard insurance. One of the entoso moto promo the aba. If it's amreya kopem April bosom na wie no ubenya free fuel vouchers, free roadside assistance, say oka say e kwan chan amba be boa, and I think amazing gifts and also so kawache di bibre. Enti modern say ube insure car no Hollard insurance and I may come for the amawo amanfo bebre a omagia to mu no de no an so me say hwa and me insure me car enti sharing so na also so far hokodom Hollard insurance wabra wo mo airto so yeah insurance na wanya to so free number 0800 444 999 0800 444 999. Now join the Purple family. Hollard insurance, we insure you and everything you love. Now nyamia adoma enyumrei His Excellency the Vice President and the flag bearer for the new Patriotic Party, Ekasa, Ghana's next chapter, selfless leadership and bold solutions for the future. Yene omanfo Ekasai. Dwaso Nsem yetisi montre so ene omanfo ekokasa ebisai womo nia yenhwe animu nia omo hwe animu from omampani abedi akire ne nsem a ene ode eba betudwa yene hairdresser for ekasai yewie okay yentie hairdressers na yentie traders adwadifo yene adwadifo ekasai no nia womo ehwe animu nsem omo de tudwa enie
ono somrana de ona dwumi na koma so no ono so family o man because en kan de bia na ohsi obi ase because o man to aban de man dia ono bon say the president me show obi ase as vice president biem to obi on kosusu ni nsem on kire say president and that brand dia ono ankasa oyo golo ono ankasa
o ba ye no ye mara ta ase de ene say ekwan ne ho ne e kwa de mo de ne ye wo inside and things ne ha de no kwali ni me de oye ankane me de beju se school dan no atame sisi gu ho no one to aso mo ame to aso e den ni na omo be to aso no school fo ne to aso ko school ni sa ko sita mo e bi e be ma kwan sa no mo agba ni bu a ko cha ka me ba ho bu e be face ono akasa ne be kasa e bi ni ka be na ne ho be mu because say ma ye e u ba yes omo ba e be na o ya na nka mo bi e be shada ba ho de ni bro so because ye bre e hia fu ye bro e sika fo mo sika da ka bi e de ye gusu e bi hia ne ye ba
anokwari ba omia ba ba e twa magana MPP abana kasa omba ye hwe amaye wamba ye hwi omade ambe bofo me edwadifu yesika nyeshi yakoji no ye di ton ade nkrofo niska mo di ba beto ade sika ni kurum okomu di obi kro nyeska di ba beto ade no nkrofo ko bobusua asa na edi ye dwuma ye bobusua ye edwadifu ye ma be se be sore machi 3 o'clock ni abedwemu ye betina afita no pa hwe nkoso de bi e beba ye didi ukoji obi busua na ye uka
maji lu alo asa maji sa afina mo ma be chimi na medwani manda ko bi ne ma me ska na me tua sa kam ina me samba packet ina ma san start edin tuba when am am free a me nto nya spend me ne ska na bebe ko ko dem very cash So say na gani campaign no do a. O me bi no mu pa. O mo tuma e. O ye be hwemu. O ye be ye bibia mama. O tuma mo pe. No. No bi o mu. Ya na ye ti. So ye to abande an committee. Ya bi yan.
Okay, enti adwadifo na ye ne omkasa ye ebino no. Hairdressers so ye ne bi ekasa. Let's take a listen to some of the hairdressers that we spoke with. Efa omampani abedeche ene nwumre kasa woba abeka e de akere Ghana for hairdressers ne omusie ni.
My reason for NPP, me to my medicine, so me send to NPP because all that so me. Man, your politics will bottom down near where you may bank a sanka. And your mammy, Mimi Vivian, managing a wankasa. Nibi Bia, mammy. The president in here, I am once a ben or deba. The president, the only team in one family, the babu one. And you are such a lectures, no bed. Into a sale or ban, then I side on my dear IMF in the bio. I can't be on. Me from me can't me from me to a bed. I mentioned tax with a den of flour. Petrol, then your bag. I don't know what you're supposed to say.
Okay, enti hairdressers so near one more SN no ne mechanics bi so ekasa enti eno so na fi yembra studio na ne abidafo entwetwe enkomo mechanics
ba what's not about taxes in there any problem on mo taxes na kam di ejuma dia problem ni but tax na medina mo fanya hwi hu ade mo taxes ni so ko ya say we tell road works when I'm going so 2-3 years later I said I'm going so mo say kana ko jai si kwan so e me hu en so fa so bia mama ye I na advice and it is the no so baba charage e bia na e charage na bia na net so obokwa ni ma because I afana chiami and I know ye duma utumakra ye say I utumakra on fa and I don't know so evidence with na idea that baba and then the abubakra ye bia na boa
in Dwaso you say we advice so you say we advice bibia ona ya ne kase do ye men in pomlesa so what I say nti I want now say why a vice president 8 years now to me there is no change for Ghana. What are you trying to tell us? It means like Ghana we are common sense. It's like ability diamond without any weight. What else?
Stand somebody we see fee and I was see your course your corner your sawa rui your kojia and no to he said
a vice president 8 years now to me there is no change for Ghana. What are you trying to tell us? It means like Ghana we are common sense. It's like ability diamond without any weight. What else?
Stand somebody we see fee and I was see your course your corner your sawa rui your kojia and no to he said you betcha
Ghana very mistake. You're too about who na running and out on a boom for 8 years. Taxes about Ibia, who can bet tax about who can be. And then taxes about now, can we say, Wusie, come on, Wusie na about you. What they are tax about? Ed say, over your mealba, I read according about the tax. I can't pay now, Barno. So the assembly of a cannot be catching in a headache. You himself about the tax for fraud by Yemibia, or by the GSC alcohol. So when you guys are back, I said you guys are Hano.
Well, me idea. Me the Mpensenpensenmu kind of has some say. Oh, me expect this about that as usual. Me ya tell me I'm late.
Oh, who here? Now we are the ben of our me who I did papa via on my way.
Adom FM.
Adom 106.3 FM. Enti eno ye fatu ye hoso here on Dwaso Nsem ene mechanics ye hairdressers and afie ne adwadifo atwetwe nkomonia omo ehwe animu from ene the Ghana's next chapter, selfless leadership and bold solutions for the future. And someone the vice president de Babe to Janti Ghana for Adrian no. Alfred, listening to a section of the public any more Akasa on the expectations. Your quick reactions, Nafi.
Medasepi. Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yes.
For the time or winning elections, this is the first time Obama statement on the way forward of his campaign, and this is the biggest statement Obe outdoor before we bring the other things in air policies near manifesto near there baby funny idea. MPP yenim. The basic thing I say that is we all have a basic it's to help people and to liberalize the economy. But Obiani in a direction or befa. And he said that his direction towards liberalization and also advancement of this country, different from their boss, Nanado, Mosi Ofano. And these are some of the things he's bringing out. He's touching on 4 thematic areas. And then you're able to me discuss it. But I'll just give you 2, and the 2 would wait for him to bring out a teaser. Bako taxation. Onu feel say tax na jeje ne ade no da ho yi ma nkofo atiase say wo sa anase obi wo yemfa ne say aboso kan na ode container bi ba. Tax ahin na esotia e wo good no so 20-footer container there should be a flat fee unim say wutia na enye say obi beba beka cho say o me we container say wutia be 20,000 Ghana cedis na wo de metumi aya more for ebia 10,000 na 8,000 na wo de hwehwe be 2,000 na 3,000 bi to homa me na yemfa year we then the government loses out. So say tax no very simple and basic for Obiato who is sitting there to know how much tax they are paying. Everybody can calculate their tax and pay it very well. And it becomes simple and easy. And then you don't need to be taxing people more because now the basket will be widespread. And that is what he's going to work on in his administration. Into Obe touch on the tax system very well. They are to see me new digitalization all now the world has advanced so far. And you say you can say, oh, we are train ma tackle nyama on the different level and I be say corruption. Now corruption we tackle no usually when you use digitalization the human interface is minimal. Into there's no way we be under the table kata on inkrofobet na say enye bibi wo ho a ebema aban aboka ana ebema nyama nko ye. So digitalization is a way of advancing the economy to the next pedestal. And also ema ejumaba ebie economy no ma ejumaba. Every time MPP ban you realize that the economy is expanded, and once it expands it creates avenues for people to be on their own and do certain things. These are 2 thematic areas that Obe touch on, and then the other 2 4 o'clock I invite you to sit down. Then we all listen to him.
Okay,
now,
but a quick one.
Coming back to my friend is saying what has happened so far, because a young person say how has the economy picked up, how has it worked so far? We share the 4 years.
What has happened so far? So, but on the taxation, are we going to see the president or the vice president maybe admit, say yes, our promise of moving from taxation to production? And to me, announce also something like that. Is he going to admit?
Yes, sir, to me. Yes, sir, to me. And that is why I wanted to give you a little bit of statistics before Nanka Yebebemu.
Okay.
When you look at their baby fee in a baby do so far.
Yes.
When something is spoiled, now you need to really work it out and solidify it. That was their trajectory in which na yeko. And we had global crisis and 3 different global crises are here until now. And so it made the foundation it became still weak because we couldn't solidify the foundation, we couldn't cement it off before the takeoff. And so it made the difficulty of making sure say nyama escalate came into being. And I'll give you an example. Under every president Abano, when Mills was leaving office, the inflation was about 11.4 thereabouts. Mahama took it over in 2013, Oba as president. 2013 inflation went to 11.67. It went up to 15.49. It went up to 17.15, and then it went up again to 17.45. So it tells you that he's the only president in this Fourth Republic. The inflation down, the trajectory was not coming down. He was not able to bring the inflation down. So when today Obejina Onokachem said we have the men and the men are going to fix this economy near there, I smile at him and say that there comes the man with the lies again. Inti Yenshe Akufo-Addo there, and I'll take the Akufo-Addo first 3 or 4 years. First time I'll take you over from Mahama, and this is the first time under the Fourth Republic usually say we'll take you over pair. Your inflation will go up a little bit before it starts coming down. That was what happened under Akufo. That was what happened under Mills. But Oshe Akufo-Addo there now, Oje, the economy in 2017, inflation, he was able to bring it down to 12.37. Then in 2018, inflation went to 7.81. 2019, inflation was 7.14. 2020, 9.89. And then 2021, 9.99 before it started skyrocketing up. Now, why am I using these first? Oh, I'm saying the first 4 years. So I'm using the first 4 years. Okay. First 4 years of Mahama as against the first 4 years of Nana Addo. Continuously for first 4 years, Nana Addo was able to maintain, and this only happened in the Fourth Republic, 4 years continuously, maintain inflation at single digits. First 4 years. At times inflation, the single digits, and I can mention it to you. Yeah, single digit inflation. At times,
which year are you talking about?
I'm talking about 2018, 7.81 inflation. 2019, 7.14 inflation. 2020, yes. Go and check. 2020, Google it right now, you will see. 2020, 9.89, and 2021, 9.99. It's 2022, now rise it to 54 and above. And then it started dropping. Atamils did an inflation as well, which was quite low. His was 2011, 8.73. That was when Atamils did held the inflation for a long time. But in 2012, echo to 11.19, and Sana echo 11.67. So it tells you, say, when we took over government, the reins of government, we're doing very well. We were going on the right trajectory. We were cementing the ground, and now say we were redeveloping the nation, turning things around for the nation to go well.
Okay, so on inflation, let me start from 2016 upwards to 2018. Yeah. So in 2016, 17.45. Yeah. In 2017, 12.37. In 2018, 7.81. Inflation. Yeah. Okay, so that is what
that is the statistics I'm giving you. It's the same statistics.
Yeah, so
2019 is 7.14.
Yeah.
2020 is 9.89. 2021 is 9.99. It was 2022 now. Issues started say abio in inflation cost. So it tells you that we are working hard to make sure that we cement the ground before we can take off. However, there were challenges. Doctor will tell you straight away, we embrace challenges, but that doesn't give us the ASA because we've embraced challenges. We can't be bothered. No, we are not that way. We don't think that way. We don't work that way. Let us make sure that we transform the economy to go into the trajectory. And seriously speaking, that is what doctor is going to do. That is why we are asking for an extension. Say NDC power almost say we have messed up this economy. Then they should give us that 4 years to show Ghanaians that if we've messed it up, we'll clean it up. Because you cannot come and say you are messing up now. When your inflation was so bad, when things were so bad, when you couldn't grow the economy was growing under 2% under you. Yet take it over, it went as far as 7% plus. But still, we had challenges. And in the end, we are not proud about it, but we will fight it and make sure the global economic crunch is still going on. We are going to solve these problems one after another. We've taken the bull by the horn. We've told Ghanaians what the problem is. We've told them, and now, as we speak today, IMF has come out to say the trajectory we have taken, we are even recovering faster than they expected from us. And now you see that inflation has dropped to about 22%. It's now going, by the time I read this year, now inflation will be somewhere around 14%. Okay. I can tell you next year, if we continue governance now, inflation will go back to a single digit and will take off again.
But that's Alfred. Honorable. So the vice president and the Okasa, more as the opposition. Well, I don't know.
No, it's not about the opposition. It's about the national perspective to what is happening.
Yes.
Now, we share the way the communicators of Dr. Bawumia amount to spirited effort trying to disassociate him from the current happenings of our country. Nanka Ubo the sound bites from the people, no, and no, me feel say Nanka Ebema. Some of the government communicators na eat humble pie, because sometimes what we sit here to talk about and the way they say ya tutunya mano aye and say ni aye kano mo mbetini na ebesusu say no na eye nokre, but utie sound bites I feel drum a feel lorry stations a feel people no, but we as financial analysts ni aye koso na u share currently, I would say almost all economic and financial analysts have said that our economic indicators, the happenings on, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with both the data sets. There's something wrong with how we measure our indicators. But Nina Yambonina Tofano, who is the man we are talking about here? Is it Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? I mean, we have known him for the past 16 years. He got the opportunity to be nominated as running mate twice. But you see, when you are running mate, 2 times. No, he's done it 4 times, but he was running mate twice and he's been vice president twice. Okay, so 16 years. That's why I said... That's why 16. No, but anyway, beyond the running mate, you see, the reason why I want to mean discount to running mate, the fact say, your cookie, your policies, when government is in opposition, your manifestos and your presentations. Ubekaya, when he was selected, Omukanyama be 4B fan, Obakuni say, or your economic guru. Omusanso ka efanu say, or you be a Nini dear ewo Bank of Ghana any the way obetutu sikasem no so obeye the head of the economic management team na Ghana befa nintuma pa Ifra. Nyama ya kika fa no ho abra oye running mate no mbenye pe no onya time ehwe omo manifesto mu ehwe senia abanyama eko ema otna sekra eye lectures inti afia wabeye vice president maybe say we never any first lecture now or can be a for the past 3-4 years yentenenka. Sisia there is duty laid on him, say esokasa. Until he is forced to come and say something, and that is where the challenge is. Challenge is say, how is he going to balance onwa ne kasa versus what he is now claiming to represent? Obi beka say afi onwa be president na be different, but you see the thing for any market for no him say as vice president no, you are the head of the economic management team, and so we must let them know onu nana onu ampokae abra or introduce you the economic management team we share the way of going about the rhetorics, the way are now Obubo Mudin, Professor Jamba for Alancha Martin, no we no see solid team. Nancy, no kasa Alancha Martin Tinechi, Professor Jamba for Tinechi. Now no contradicting who say when the fundamentals of your economy are weak, your exchange rate would expose you no more sereno. It's say or see as a nucre and no nucre and so a nucre. Na ne so a nucre. Nyama rubbish say economy na new bottom and a malata market. And now per se which one film. Na binukre can say Bawumia cannot be blamed for the economic challenges. He is the man at the center of the economic management team. ono na wa steer ship no into this mess. So obi te ha eka say Ghana ya bomodin IMF bo ya baso a asembisa say yebisa sa nipa ne say na say IMF baby pa ye kwa die nti na ye den to kwa any akoma prim esi nkete say yenko IMF and yenko IMF china even 1 week to the time I beko IMF na finance minister, deputy finance minister, abenu ekukudam, any president na ejina almost na so say yenko sense IMF nye baby pa. Nti abra ye beko IMF na fi ye ninjina so bia. Na I say obi o yare a oko hospital. So ubetumi akasa ukudu hospital doctor bisa say wo hina ye o ya utumi kire say oh me hu say me fu ha ahye ana me hu say bibi a choki wo ma eno ubetumi akasa na ukudu hospital na untumi nkasa na wo da stretcher so doctor no untumi bisa o hwe nti ni obeya ne say odi mfidie besi oso na nka utumi kasa ubetumi akabibi ma ama doctor no hunya obeye de age wontem ba we ekoye try and error enubi ena Ghana yekusi nti wo hwe taxes na enye omomo adwun enye nimdie eni strategy bi a ombetumi di adani Ghana eni o eye compulsion IMF na wo kono ye share say o to a woje eni o gross national GDP say ekosoro say nyama wode boa omo nibi you free ana subsidies na say we afi omo adwuma papa bi eni wona say wode cap to so nti sa nyama na abaye nhye ama omo enu ntina ba omi asise okasa obi engine ndie sanse nyama ono aka ye taxes a unkai e-levy no aka say it's wrong to tax e-levy and to tax memo. Wrong on wakaye in so mobeba parliament no he was in charge, the head of economic management team in turn to me nkase onum e-levy minwa kase yoka bibi manifa masum say enyama mienu a ba omia beka wasem ye tax na no obia nim Ghana say sisia ukuyi ade wo port taxes no bibia even covid ya ba ya fa so di nya sika fi amanone eni Ghana fo kra gige to edebo aban no sika no omo chema omo ho sika no omo yusu no biara ewie no omo ate covid levy na nka covid etwemi esa levy no efio ene levy no da so ewo ho nti aban yi obi a ontumi ngina ne na so na nka ni kwan se omu etumisi omubupo eka eto wasem uba digitalization okay na say ya twe emra ya de pass e11 AP na wotwe mra na ehye say obi wo the same account na or transfer scale fee one account to the other eni kwan say e11 eka no nanso abai dream any katas asishenti no omafa digitalization so no mode bokro no nti wotu we se we scafe GCB e de call CBG ya beto mumbo wa account we yefi MTN de call Vodafone ni wa mrano si maento nti omo project digitalization in the sense say adia inside abani pesca nti omo ye nya ebu mra ana etia mra mpo a omo guso ye obi ni wa na oka wasem na say aya asem enra na Bank of Ghana afre stakeholders say say juma na omo di no na ban no bibi koso na kata asehye essence omo na omo hwe so ne ntino enfo omo ho eno an say hwe schools ebieye ye school placement CJ, what you say na parents 5,000, 7,000, want
Yeah, TV.
Now, how difficult will it be for the Ministry of Education, for the Interior Minister, and the other security agencies to clamp down on this? They won't because your man say adiana ni pa na ya appointing or your placement no. Bimukra extra adiana koso ewo minister na office. Inti aban to one all your shahai say sa adiana ya no. Inse no so a platform. A portal na use digitalization. Into a more dream no. Ghana for senior obi kan say Ghana for say to Abama ana yetie ba omia na ye den diamond o say no obeka no the Ghana for na nya yehu ya dwen no na nti a eba ni sa ne say digitalization ye kan ena oka passport kra na obi tie kire a o gisika aban nim eba you see,
do everything electronically.
You can.
Even ECG electronic. Even NHI electronic.
You see, Ako. But it's so easy to interview people and know how much people are paying to get passport on time.
Why should you go and do a last minute? No, be babu.
School placement. Yeah, ebe can say nanka enye obi asem so obi be charge obi be chrono.
So don't do it.
Wow, you the minor show and say regulate your mind. Who say bibi koswa enye bema o my watch your mo. Say to me, it's in the painter. And if media in America and say America and say Mahmoud Baumia and some more became on the wenyanefo esan say nanka wo koye presentation a obi bisao na wo answer we dey we German ono an questions a we students ono ebisa question ono answer nanka ono an questions a we bisa no ono ambrambe answer na me gidi pa say ba umia credibility in this country I promise to the lowest ebb esan say nyame bebre audit look. But we can tell and say the first 2 years under one constituency 1 million, there will be no district in any part of this country toilet any so ever home. And so and let you can say go to Tema, a city like Tema. Go to Tema, a city like Tema. You can afford toilet or musolai. In soon you water doesn't flow. Now, baby, say investments are no. So, time I'll be very disappointed because now me share me time pa. Intinya but more pressure.
Time
into my main case.
Time I did sorry.
Who share Abai Juma Odi? They pride themselves with 2017 achievement. Now, my main can tell when Kufuor was leaving power in 2008. Now we approval single spine salary structure. Not all implemented. When Mills came, he had to look for the money and do. That was why inflation cost answer from JMO power no, not stabilization fund, not get fund, not common fund. There is no collateralization as Kebiebano, Etna, Amana Esla, the scat for promo, na yedibu mino. So they took over the reins of governance with a lot in the kitty for them to run with. Into 2017, because almost say almost one district one for all the policies are almost implemented. In 2017, it took up to around September and some almost initiative almost policies. And so the gains are a free NDC administration because of the solid foundational His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or established here. Anytime they mention COVID, any challenges, me person muti asese amambu bia from Rollins time, na bushfires na neba, Mills time, energy challenges wo how you are able to overcome nature say we are prepared, we are competent, we do
okay.
Now finally when they take credit for COVID, I want them to know, say, COVID, it took Amasaman District Hospital, it took Legon Medical Center, it took Tema Maritime Hospital to stabilize the situation. sikapudu omunya
175 ambulances to transfer people from their homes to the various centers, which you could not do. You went to buy dead coffins. You went to buy dead coffins. The
economy was put in shape by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That is why
which charge of the economy? Which charge of the economy? You think when inflation was going up and we brought it down, you are saying structure? Which structure? Of which economy?
I'm happy to say
which economy?
Transport.
What are you talking about, Masa? I have Monka go. You want facts and figures. You want facts and figures. You watch on say you go say we say
I say
Nanado kept single inflation for 4 continuous years.
Alfred, thank you very much for coming.
Questions are Dr. Bomia beside.
Megidi say after and then we will have another time and properly digest and some
questions are Dr. beside. The 170 questions were very simple questions from a statement. I can give you one. Is it true?